Good morning, all of you. I am Shubham Sharma. I am from Jaipur. In the previous videos, we had discussed about the formation of constitution, how the constitution is formed, what are the roles of the Constituent Assembly. Apart from that, we also discuss about the how the formation of a government is there, what all are the pillars of the government, what are all are the pillars of the democracy even. Apart from that, we also discuss about the important provision, how the constitution is framed, about the drafting committee, and what is the need of the formation of the constitution, what is the demand of Indians to have a constitution of their own. So in this video, we will discuss about the features of the constitution, and apart from that, we will also discuss the preamble of the constitution. So let's begin the class. See, in the last video, as I told you about the formation of constitution, now as I told you, Indian constitution is the lengthiest constitution. It contains around 395 articles, 12 schedule, and 22 parts. Now you all might get surprised, sir, why this thing happened, why this is the reason of having 395 articles, 12 schedule and 22 parts. I will take back to your school. Okay, I will take back to your school classes. In the class 6 to 10th, we have a common book of social science. Even 6 to 10th, no, 6 to 8th. Yeah, 6 to 8th, we have a common book of social science. In that common book, we have a subjects of history, civics and geography. So how a person know whether this chapter belongs to history, this belongs to civics or this belongs to geography? This proper categorization of the subject, like history, 1 part, 10 chapters. Then geography, 1 part, 12 chapters. Civics, 1 part, 8 chapter. So if any person want to see, okay, I want to read, I want to learn about the Mughal period, he can directly refer to the history, chapter number 3 or 4, whatever it is. Similarly, if a person want to see what about the like earthquake, cyclone, he can directly see the geographical portion. Similarly, the constitution is also divided into 395 articles, 12 schedule and 22 parts. What is the reason behind that? See, Indian population is more and prone, not that much of literate as of the European countries. So to have a basic idea of constitution, if any person want to see, okay, in which of the following part, in which of the following articles there is fundamental right, so he can directly refers to part 3 of the constitution. From article 12 to article 35, he will find the fundamental rights of the Indians given to the Indian citizen. Similarly, if he wants to see the union executive, he can directly refer to part 5th of the constitution. Again, if he want to see the directive principle of the state policy, he can refer to the part 4 of the constitution from article 36 to article 51. So this is the reason why the Indian constitution is divided into these parts, so that the particular kind of articles are mentioned, are there in the particular part only. So this is about the part. Then there is also schedule. There is some sort of schedule over there. So why there is schedule as such? What is the reason of having a schedule? So see, like 7th schedule talk about the language, the list provisions. We have basically 3 lists: union list, state list and concurrent list. There are around 97 subjects in union list, 66 subjects in state list and 47 subjects in concurrent list. So what is the reason of having these kind of lists? Suppose if how can we know, as I told you that Indian constitution is a federal system, how can we know what are the subjects of central government, what are the subjects of state government? How can we know this? We can know this through these list system. So in the union list, if I'll talk about the 97 subjects, like defense. Defense is one of the subject. As we all hear, there's a name called Indian Army. Not as Rajasthan Army, Andhra Army, Telangana Army. It is popularly called as Indian Army. Similarly, we have railways. Railways in the form of Indian Railway. There is no Rajasthan Railway as such. Foreign affairs, RBI or banking system, all are the part of union list. Then if I'll talk about the state list, we have, in the state list, we have water, police, these all are the subject of state. Like we all hear the name of Rajasthan police, Karnataka police, Tamil Nadu police, Goa police. There is no such kind of term like India police. Okay, similarly there is a subject water. Water is also a state subject. Then in the union list, central government can make law. Central government can make law. In the state list, state government can make law. Central government will not interfere. And in the concurrent list, both center and state government make the laws. Both center and state government make the laws in concurrent list. Some example of concurrent list like education, forest, marriage, electricity. These all are the examples of concurrent list. You might find in some books like कि स्टेट लिस्ट के 5 सब्जेक्ट कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट में चले गए हैं, तो ये हो सकता है कि आपको कई जगह यहाँ दिख जाए कि 61 हो गया है, ये 52 हो गया है, तो वो देख लेना एक बार, उसमें कोई इतनी खास बात नहीं है. यूनियन लिस्ट में 97 सब्जेक्ट है, स्टेट लिस्ट ओरिजिनल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में 97, 66, 47 थे. कुछ सब्जेक्ट स्टेट लिस्ट के कम होके कॉन्करेंट में आ गए, जैसे एजुकेशन है, फॉरेस्ट है, तो स्टेट लिस्ट में 61 है और कॉन्करेंट में 52 हो चुके हैं. तो यू कैन सी टुवर्ड्स दैट. ओके, so now we'll begin with the next important chapter, that is features of the constitution. भैया ये 2 का 2 ही रहेगा क्या यहाँ पे? एक बार देख लेना. So about all these things that are initial part of constitution, these are the basic part of the constitution. These are the basic things that are originally in there in the constitution. Now we'll move to the second phase of this particular chapter, that is called as features of the constitution. Okay, we'll move to the features of the constitution. Features of the constitution. Constitution has some basic features and we will start with these basic features. What all are the basic features of the constitution? First, lengthiest written constitution. Indian constitution is the lengthiest written constitution of the world. It is the lengthiest written constitution of the world, contain around 395 articles. 12 schedule and 22 parts. So it is the lengthiest constitution in its own term. क्योंकि मैंने आपको बताया था Indian constitution is framed after where many constitutions are already framed. So when Indian constitution is framed, it is one of the lengthiest written constitution of the world. Second, next is drawn from various sources. Indian constitution is drawn from various sources. As Indian constitution is established very late, many of the best constitutions of the world already established. So Indian constitution borrowed good factors, good features from that particular constitution. Like if I'll say US, from US we borrowed the judicial system, fundamental rights, removal of judges, then appointment of vice president, These all are the things that we borrowed from the US constitution. Then Britain constitution, UK constitution. Through UK constitution we borrowed the writs, parliamentary system, cabinet system, parliamentary privileges. These all things we borrowed from the Britain constitution. These all things we borrowed from the Britain Constitution. Then Government of India Act 1935. Government of India Act 1935. Like emergency provision, All India service, establishment of federal court. These all things are borrowed from Government of India Act 1935. So apart from that, for Ireland, from Ireland we borrowed Directive Principle of State Policy. Directive Principle of State Policy. Directive Principle of State Policy. Nomination of member of Rajya Sabha. Nomination of member of Rajya Sabha. Nomination of member of Rajya Sabha. Then from Canada, we borrowed Federation with strong center. Federation with strong center. And appointment of governor. Appointment of governor by center. Appointment of governor. Then Canada, Australia. Concurrent list that I told you just before. Concurrent list. Joint sitting of parliament. Joint sitting of parliament. Apart from that, Germany, suspension of fundamental rights. Suspension of fundamental rights during emergency. During emergency. Then Japan. Procedure established by law. Procedure established by law. Procedure established by law. उसके बाद रशिया. Fundamental duties and social economic and political justice. This is we borrowed from Russia. Apart from that, France, idea of liberty, equality and fraternity. Idea of liberty, equality and fraternity. So these are the things that we borrowed from the respective countries. These are the things that we borrowed from the respective countries. We'll explain you again. Like from the US, we borrowed the judicial system, fundamental rights, removal of judges, appointment of vice president. From Britain, we borrowed writs, parliamentary system, cabinet system, parliamentary privileges. Government of India Act 1935, Emergency Provision, All India Service, Federal Court. Then Ireland, Directive Principle of State Policy, Nomination of Member of Rajya Sabha. Canada, Federation with strong center, appointment of governor. Apart from that, Canada से हमने manner of election of president भी लिया है. Australia, concurrent list, joint sitting of parliament, freedom of trade and commerce. Trade and commerce भी यहाँ से ही है. Trade and commerce. Trade and commerce. Then Germany, suspension of fundamental rights during emergency. Then Japan, procedures established by law. Russia, fundamental duties, social, economic and political justice. France, idea of liberty, equality and fraternity. These all things we borrowed from the different countries. So this is the second feature. Third feature is blend of rigidity and flexibility. Blend of rigidity and flexibility. What is the meaning of this? Blend of rigidity and flexibility. Blend of rigidity and flexibility means Indian constitution is easily amendable and it is rigid also. Meaning some provision of the constitution are amended through simple majority. Some provision of the constitution are amended by a simple majority, that is the half of number of present and voting. Suppose in Lok Sabha, if the number of members present and voting are, for example, 500 and in Rajya Sabha they are 200, so it may be passed by 251 and it may be passed by 101. So some provision of the constitution are generally passed with a simple majority only, like having a removal of a legislative council or have a legislative council, or any of the very basic things can be amended directly. Then some provision are extreme difficult to be amended. Some provision are extremely difficult to be amended, that is through special majority, that is 2/3 of present and voting, 2/3 of present and voting and half of total members, whichever is greater, half of total members whichever is greater. So it's quite difficult in special majority, and for special majority like removal of the judges of Supreme Court, suspension of any of the fundamental right, so this requires special majority. And there is another very difficult kind of majority, that is special majority plus half of the states, So apart from that, 2/3 of present and voting and half of total members, we have to take the approval of half of 31 states. 31 states, not that, there are 28 states only in India, but three union territories have legislative assembly also: Delhi, Pondicherry, Jammu and Kashmir. So in this case, we have to take the half of 31. All those state and union territories having legislative assembly, we have to take half of that. So it is a special majority plus half of state. It is basically done to amend the things that are mentioned in Article 368. So basically, it's a difficult process. So Indian constitution is both rigid and flexible. See, American constitution is extremely rigid. Britain constitution is extremely flexible. But the Indian constitution is the mixture of rigid and flexible kind of constitution. Clear? So India is having blend of rigidity and flexibility. Then federal and unitary. Now I have a question for you. Tell me whether the Indian constitution is federal or unitary. Federal means, what is the meaning of federal? Federal means there is division of power. Okay, I will do one thing. I'll try to differentiate them directly. Wait. I will try to differentiate between them directly. Federal and unitary. What is the difference between them? First of all, I will give you a country's example. Britain constitution is a unitary constitution. Britain constitution is unitary constitution, whereas US constitution is federal. But the Indian constitution is both federal and unitary. How? We'll get it. First, what is the meaning of federal? That there is division of power. There is division of power There is proper division of power. As I told you in 7th schedule, there is union list, state list, concurrent list. So there is proper division. Union government make laws on union list, state government make laws on state list, and both make laws on concurrent list. So there is division of power in federal provision. Here there is concentration of power. There is concentration of power in one hand. There is concentration of power in one hand. There is a strong center. There is no as such division of power. Second important thing, written constitution. Written constitution. Constitution is always written in federal scheme. Here, constitution is oral. Constitution is oral. Third, citizenship may be dual. Here, citizenship is always single citizenship. Here, citizenship is always single citizenship. ये क्या होता है अभी देखेंगे इसको. Fourth, independent judiciary. Independent judiciary. Here, integrated judiciary. Integrated judiciary. Emergency, power goes to center. And all India service also. All India service. Whereas here, supremacy of constitution. Supremacy of constitution. अब देखिए ये क्या है. I'll explain them in one by one. See, division of power and federalism. There is proper division of power. Some functions are performed only by union government, some functions are performed by state government, and some are both common. Whereas in unitary, there is concentration of power in one hand only. Second, written constitution. The Indian constitution is written constitution. American constitution is a written constitution. Whereas the Britain constitution is oral constitution. They're unwritten. It's not oral. It will say it unwritten. Is unwritten. Is unwritten. Okay. Next, citizenship may be dual. In USA, you have to take the citizenship of the United States of America as well as the place where you are living. Suppose you are living in Washington DC. You have to take the citizenship of Washington DC. If you are living in California, you have to take the citizenship of California. But in Indian context or Britain context, you have to take just single citizenship, that is of India. हमारे यहाँ ऐसा नहीं होता कि इंडिया के अलावा हम राजस्थान की भी लेनी पड़ेगी, कर्नाटका की भी लेनी पड़ेगी, तमिलनाडु की भी लेनी पड़ेगी. It's not like that. We have to take only one citizenship. Then independent judiciary. There is independent judiciary. Judiciary is independent. Like Supreme Court has its own sphere of functions. High Court has its own spheres of functions. But in unitary government, there is integrated judiciary. Like the decision of the higher court will be implied on the lower court. Like the decision of Supreme Court are binding on High Court. High Court decision are binding on District Court. So Indian judiciary is both independent and integrated. Indian judiciary is both independent and integrated because we have Supreme Court for the centrist, High Court for state, but still the decision of Supreme Court are binding on the High Court. Then supremacy of constitution. Constitution is considered as supreme in the federal scheme. Then in unitary government, emergency power to center, if there is any kind of national emergency is there, state powers get suspended and all the powers are given to the central government. And apart from that, there is All India Service, that is IS, IPS, Indian Forest Services. They are appointed by the center and they have the responsibility to do as a All India Service. So these are the difference between federal and unitary system. Fourth is parliamentary parliamentary system. As you all know, Indian constitution is a parliamentary kind of system. So there is another one system also that is called as presidential system. I will also take this with difference. So one is parliamentary system. Parliamentary system. Whereas another is presidential system. Another is presidential system. So in the parliamentary system, executive are responsible to parliament. Executive are responsible to parliament. Very first important thing. Second, laws made by parliament are binding on president. Here, head of the government is prime minister. And fourth, parliament is subjected to dissolution. तो पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम कहां पे है? पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम है यूके. पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम इज इन यूके, इंडिया और ब्रिटेन में पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम एग्जिस्ट करता है. Whereas presidential system is in US. Presidential system is in USA. USA में presidential system exist करता है. Here, executives are responsible to president. Executive are responsible to president. Executive are responsible to president. Then laws are made by parliament, but president can veto them. मतलब प्रेसिडेंट चाहे तो जो लॉ पार्लियामेंट ने बनाया उसको कैंसिल कर सकता है. यहां पर ऐसा नहीं होता. ही इज बाउंड टू एक्सेप्ट दैट. थर्ड, head of the government or state. State means country. Head of the government or state is president only. Whereas in this, head of the government is prime minister, head of the state is president. And last, fourth, dissolution of parliament don't affect the president. Dissolution of parliament don't affect president. So these are the difference between parliamentary system and presidential system. In India we have a parliamentary system. In US there is having a presidential system. Next is single citizenship. Fifth is single citizenship. As I already told you, single citizenship means there is one citizenship, that is citizenship of India. We don't have to take the respective citizenship of a particular state. Then sixth, universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise means any person who is above the age of 18, has the right to vote. ओरिजिनल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ये एज 21 थी, बट 61st अमेंडमेंट से इसको 18 कर दिया गया. ओरिजिनल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में 21 एज थी, बट 61st अमेंडमेंट से दिस एज वाज रिड्यूस्ड टू 18. ओके. सेवेंथ, यूनिवर्सल एडल्ट फ्रेंचाइज, इंडिपेंडेंट एंड इंटीग्रेटेड जुडिशरी. independent and integrated judiciary. We have both independent and integrated judiciary. How? We have independent judiciary means Supreme Court, High Court are independent to take their decision, and integrated judiciary is the decision of Supreme Court are binding on the High Court. 7th, 8th, emergency provision. Emergency provision. 3 type of emergency can be implied. First is national emergency. National emergency. Article 352. Then B, president rule. President rule or constitutional emergency. Article 356. And last, financial emergency. Financial emergency. 360. ये क्या होते हैं? We will discuss them individually. We will discuss them individually when we'll talk about the emergency chapter. 8th, then 2-3 और है. 9th, 3-tier structure. 3-tier structure. Like topmost we have central government, then state government, then local government. Local government include panchayat and municipalities. Panchayat and municipalities. Came through 73rd and 74th amendment. Came through 73rd and 74th amendment. Okay, then 10th, we have fundamental rights also. We have fundamental rights. 6 fundamental rights are given to us from Article 12 to Article 32. We will discuss them when we come to the fundamental right chapter. Then directive principle of state policy. Directive principle of state policy means welfare provision of the state. Directive principle of state policy, all those measures that state can take for the welfare of the citizen under article, okay, ये 12 से 36 है. Sorry, fundamental rights are from article 12 to article 36, whereas directive principle are from 36 to 51. Okay, 12 to 36 तक है fundamental right. Then उसके बाद 12th is fundamental duty. Fundamental duty. Some duties need to be performed by citizen, that is in 51A. So these all are the 13 features of the Indian Constitution. Okay, so this is about the features of the Indian Constitution. Now we will talk about the preamble of the Indian Constitution. 1 minute break लेते हैं बाद. Okay, so now we will start with the next very important segment, that is preamble of the Indian Constitution. That is preamble. So what is preamble? कहाँ से ये शब्द आया? What is preamble? वो होता क्या है इसका मीनिंग? See, United States of America, USA, was the first country to start with preamble. US was the first country to start with preamble. So what is actually the preamble meaning? Preamble means introduction of the Constitution. Introduction to the Constitution. Introduction to the Constitution or identity card of the Constitution. Identity card or preface of Constitution. What is the meaning of all these? We'll give you through a simple example. Whenever you are going to school, आप जब छोटे थे, फर्स्ट सेकंड क्लास में थे, आप सपोज करिए अपनी क्लास से दूसरे कॉरिडोर में चले गए. अब आपको आपकी क्लास ही नहीं पता चल रही है, आपकी क्लासरूम कहाँ है. तो आपके पास जो आइडेंटिटी कार्ड होता था ना, उसमें सब चीज़ें लिखी होती थी कि आपका नेम क्या है, शुभम शर्मा, एड्रेस क्या है, D360 जयपुर, ठीक है. उसके अलावा आपको कौन सी क्लास में हो आप, तो वो क्लास भी आपकी मेंशन होती थी, ठीक है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, हु इज़ योर क्लास टीचर, तो पूरी आपकी एक डिटेल आपके आइडेंटिटी कार्ड से पता लग सकती है. सपोज करिए आप कहीं गुम गए, आपके आइडेंटिटी कार्ड है स्कूल के किसी कॉरिडोर में या बाहर, तो आपके स्कूल का नाम भी उस पर लिखा हुआ होता है. तो सिमिलरली दिस प्रीएम्बल वाज आल्सो मेड to know what kind of a constitution a country has. सपोज इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की काफी सारी चीजें हमें प्रियम्बल से समझ में आ जाती है कि अच्छा प्रियम्बल में ये प्रोविजंस हैं, इसका मतलब इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कैसा हो सकता है. So preamble is basically the preface of the constitution. Whenever you open a book, there is first the page of preface which tell about what all this book contain. Similarly, it also talk about the Indian constitution. So this is the way. Now Indian constitution is based on objective resolution of Jawaharlal Nehru. Is based on objective resolution of Jawaharlal Nehru. So what all contain this objective resolution? This objective resolution contain that India is a sovereign country. Okay, objective resolution जब नेहरू जी ने पास किया था उसमें क्या क्या था? India is a sovereign country. All those country, all those states, all those parts who are the part of India are the integral part of India. If any foreign part want to be a part of India, that is also considered as a part of India. Apart from that, to protect the interest of minorities, this is also the provision. Then apart from that, we should the government of the India take the power from the citizens only. Citizens has the supreme power. Then India have the full control over land, sea, air, and last India will attain the respectable position in this whole world. These are 8 provisions in the objective resolution, and from this objective resolution only the preamble is made. Clear? Now very important part of this chapter, very important part of this chapter, is preamble part of constitution or not? Is preamble part of constitution or not? क्या preamble constitution का part है या नहीं है? This is again a very important part. So in the initial cases, court tell that preamble is not the part of constitution. A.K. Gopal versus State of Madras court says that it is not the part of constitution. But in the famous case of Keshwanand Bharti versus State of Kerala, 1973, court specifically talk about that preamble is the part of constitution. Preamble is the part of constitution. Preamble is the part of the constitution. Although most important thing, preamble is amended only once. 42nd amendment add 3 words to the preamble, that is socialist, secular, and integrity. These words are added by the 42nd Constitution Amendment, added these 3 words, socialist, secular, and integrity. And one more very important part in this, preamble is non-justiciable in court. Is non-justiciable in court. Means you cannot go to the court for the enforcement of preamble or for the enforcement of any provision of the constitution. You cannot go to the court. So preamble is neither a source of power to the legislature nor put a prohibition on their power. Hence it is non-justiciable in nature. Clear? तो यहां अभी हम लोगों ने preamble के ये points देखे. अब हम इनके individual points के बारे में बात कर लेते हैं. तो सबसे पहले फर्स्ट इज सॉवरेन. ये इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड्स हैं प्रियम्बल में. सॉवरेन, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ सॉवरेन? सॉवरेन मींस इंडिपेंडेंट कंट्रोल, या हम बोले सॉवरेन मींस नो फॉरेन कंट्रोल. No foreign control means Indian government is having an independent control. It is not controlled by any foreign country. It has its own decisions to take for. It is not dominion of any foreign country. It is just his own decision that it will take. ठीक है, तो इंडिया इज अ सॉवरन कंट्री. सेकेंड, सोशलिस्ट. ये 42nd अमेंडमेंट से आया था, नेहरू जी इसके बहुत बड़े सपोर्टर थे. सोशलिस्ट मीन्स ऑल तो नहीं, सम फैक्टर ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, नहीं सोशलिस्ट में तो हम ऑल ही लेंगे. ऑल फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन are in the hands of government and having a socialist thinking means welfare thinking. अब देखो, पूरे वर्ल्ड में 3 तरह की इकोनॉमीज होती हैं. कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी, जिनका मेन मोटिव प्रॉफिट होता है, वेलफेयर से उनको कोई मतलब नहीं है. एग्जाम्पल यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स. देन सोशलिस्ट, जहां पे फैक्टर ऑफ प्रोडक्शन गवर्नमेंट के पास होता है और उनके लिए वेलफेयर प्रायोरिटी होती है रादर देन प्रॉफिट. इंडिया इज अ मिक्स सिस्टम. इंडिया में कैपिटलिस्ट और सोशलिस्ट दोनों चीजें हैं, मतलब यहां पे प्रॉफिट को भी देखा जाता है और वेलफेयर का प्रोविजन भी है. तो इंडिया इज अ मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा हम सोशलिस्ट थिंकिंग से एम्बाइब्ड हैं, थोड़ा सा हमारे अंदर सोशलिस्ट फीलिंग है. तो ये हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का सेकेंड पार्ट है. प्रियम्बल का सेकेंड पार्ट है. थर्ड इज सेक्युलर. सेक्युलर मीन्स स्टेट हैज no religion of its own. State has no religion of its own. All religions are equal. All religions are equal for the state. State will consider all religions equally. State will not do any favor on a particular religion. State ऐसा नहीं कर सकता कि हिंदुओं के फेवर में एक डिसीजन ले ले, मुस्लिम्स के फेवर में एक डिसीजन ले ले. अब कुछ लोगों का यहाँ पे डाउट होगा कि सर जो मुस्लिम्स को हज यात्रा पे भेजते थे उसके लिए सब्सिडीज देती थी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. हाँ बिल्कुल देती थी, लेकिन अब तो शायद बंद हो गया है वो. सब्सिडी देती थी तो सर इसका मतलब तो स्टेट मुस्लिम्स को प्रेफर कर रही है. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. जब हम लोग अमरनाथ यात्रा पे जाते हैं या वैष्णो देवी यात्रा पे जाते हैं, तब वहाँ पे स्टेट बहुत सारे प्रोविजंस बना के रखती है, लाइक सिक्योरिटी लोगों की. ठीक है, स्टेट के कुछ वो होते हैं, शेल्टर कैंप्स होते हैं, फ्री फूड सप्लाईज होती है, फ्री मेडिसिन होती है. इनका पैसा कहाँ से आ रहा है? ये भी तो स्टेट किसी रिलीजन के प्रमोशन के लिए कर ही रहा है ना. तो स्टेट के लिए सारे रिलीजन इक्वल होते हैं. तो सॉवरन, सोशलिस्ट, डेमोक्रेटिक. नेक्स्ट इज डेमोक्रेटिक. Democratic means there is two type of democracy. Direct democracy. One is direct democracy. ये स्विट्जरलैंड में होती है. स्विट्जरलैंड में है जैसे ये. यहां पर मीटिंग होती है और मीटिंग से ही डायरेक्टली लोग चुन लिए जाते हैं डिस्कशन करके. जैसे 20 लोग हैं, 100-50 लोग हैं, उन्होंने डिस्कस किया मीटिंग में कि भाई इस ए पर्सन को प्रेसिडेंट बना दिया जाए, प्राइम मिनिस्टर बना दिया जाए, तो वो पर्सन लीडर बन जाता है. और एक होती है इनडायरेक्ट डेमोक्रेसी. ये इंडिया में है. इनडायरेक्ट डेमोक्रेसी, हियर द लीडर इज इलेक्टेड बाय द पीपल थ्रू वोट. लीडर इज इलेक्टेड बाय द पीपल थ्रू द वोटिंग सिस्टम. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज इनडायरेक्ट डेमोक्रेसी. तो सोवरेन, सोशलिस्ट, डेमोक्रेटिक. फिफ्थ इज रिपब्लिक. अब रिपब्लिक के केस में भी दो चीजें हैं. जैसे फर्स्ट इज मोनार्की फॉर्म और अनदर इज प्रेसिडेंट फॉर्म. सो इन ब्रिटेन देयर इज मोनार्कियल फॉर्म ऑफ रिपब्लिक. ब्रिटेन में मोनार्कियल फॉर्म ऑफ रिपब्लिक है. देयर इज सक्सेशन रूल. राजा, फिर उनका बेटा, फिर उनका बेटा. ऑल द ब्रिटेन में पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम है, लेकिन वहां पर प्रेसिडेंट नहीं होता. वहां फाइनली जो बिल पास होता है उसमें मोनार्क, उसमें क्वीन के साइन होते हैं. बट इन इंडिया वी हैव अ प्रेसिडेंशियल फॉर्म. प्रेसिडेंशियल फॉर्म मीन्स प्रेसिडेंट इज अपॉइंटेड फॉर फुल फिक्स 5 years. He can be removed from his office also. He can be impeached. और there is no succession as such. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि प्रेसिडेंट का बेटा ही प्रेसिडेंट बनेगा. ऑल द पब्लिक ऑफिस, प्रेसिडेंट एक रिच भी बन सकता है, एक पुअर भी बन सकता है, मेल भी बन सकता है, फीमेल भी बन सकता है, माइनॉरिटी का भी बन सकता है. मैं आपको सबका एग्जांपल देता हूं. देखिए, हमारे प्रेसिडेंट जो अभी फिलहाल जो प्रेसिडेंट है वो माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी से थे, उससे पहले एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी से थे, उसके अलावा प्रतिभा देवी सिंह पाटिल फीमेल थी। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट हमारी कंट्री में कोई भी इंसान प्रेसिडेंट बन सकता है जो कि इंडियन सिटीजन है। तो रिपब्लिक फॉर्म में क्या होता है, मोनार्की जो होती है, मोनार्कियल फॉर्म जैसे ब्रिटेन में है, ठीक है, तो यहां पर सक्सेशन रूल होता है कि राजा फिर उनका बेटा राजा फिर उनका बेटा राजा। ऑल द ब्रिटेन में पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम है, बट स्टिल द मोनार्क क्वीन हैज टू साइन द बिल। बट इन द प्रेसिडेंशियल सिस्टम देयर इज फिक्स्ड टर्म ऑफ 5 years एंड रिमूवल प्रोसेस आर देयर ऑल्सो। देन सॉवरेन सोशलिस्ट डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक, जस्टिस। जस्टिस की अगर मैं बात करूं तो इन जस्टिस वी हैव सोशल इकोनॉमिक एंड पॉलिटिकल जस्टिस। कितने हो गए थे अपने यहां तक, 5th, ये 6th हो गया। So justice we have social, economic and political justice. We have three kind of justice: social, economic and political justice. So in social justice means upliftment of society, reduction of social exploitation, and social welfare, Then in economic justice, that is reduction in inequality, apart from that equal opportunities to all, no concentration of wealth, पैसा सिर्फ एक ही आदमी के पास नहीं होना चाहिए, पैसे का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होना चाहिए। These are the economic justice. And last is political justice. Political justice means all public office are open for all without discrimination. All should have equal rights in the political justice. All people have the equal rights in the political justice. Then 7th is liberty. Liberty is liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. All people should have liberty of thought, expressing themselves, having a common ideology, belief, किसी चीज पे विश्वास, faith and worship. All people have liberty. They can easily, freely choose all of these things. Then 8th is equality. All people should be equal in the eyes of law, whether he is rich, poor, male, female. All people are equal before the law. Law should treat every person as with equality. And last is fraternity. And integrity. Fraternity and integrity means to have common brotherhood. And all the people of India should remain united and should live peacefully. So this is the 9 provisions of the preamble. I'll explain it once again to what all we have discussed today. In the first segment, we discussed about the features of the Indian Constitution, where we talk about what all are the features of the constitution, like lengthier written constitution, uh, derivation of power from different countries, rigidity, flexibility, parliamentary system, presidential system. Apart from that, we also discuss about another features like universal adult franchise, single citizenship, fundamental right, DPSP, fundamental duties, three-tier system, emergency provision. These all are the features. In the preamble sort, we discuss about what is preamble. It is identity card, introduction of the constitution. US से ये बोरो किया था, नेहरू जी ने के ऑब्जेक्टिव रेजोल्यूशन पे बेस्ड था. प्रियम्बल अभी तक एक ही बार अमेंड हुआ है, जिसमें 3 वर्ड्स ऐड करे गए थे, सोशलिस्ट, सेक्युलर और इंटीग्रिटी. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, प्रियम्बल इज नॉन जस्टिसिएबल इन नेचर. फिर हमने प्रियम्बल के इंडिविजुअल वर्ड्स को देखा. सॉवरन क्या होता है? सोशलिस्ट, सॉवरन मीन्स नो कंट्रोल ओवर एनी फॉरेन कंट्री और इंडिया. सेक्युलर, स्टेट हैज नो ऑफिशियल रिलीजन. सोशलिस्ट को हमने देखा, इसमें स्टेट थोड़ा सोशलिस्ट प्रिंसिपल की तरफ मूव करता है, जहाँ पे वेलफेयर एक बड़ा मोटिव है. देन वी टॉक अबाउट डेमोक्रेसी, डायरेक्ट डेमोक्रेसी, जहाँ पे लोग मिलकर डिसाइड कर लेते हैं. इनडायरेक्ट डेमोक्रेसी, जहाँ पे इलेक्शन के थ्रू होता है. उसके बाद हमने रिपब्लिक की बात करी, तो इंडियन सिस्टम जो है वो एक प्रेसिडेंशियल सिस्टम पे बेस्ड है, वहीं ब्रिटेन जो है वो मोनार्कल सिस्टम पे बेस्ड है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, वी ऑल्सो टॉक अबाउट लिबर्टी, इक्वालिटी. लिबर्टी में हमने देखा थॉट ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन, बिलीफ, फेथ, वर्शिप. Equality, all people are equal before the law. There is no division, discrimination between the people. And in fraternity and integrity, we see about that to have a common brotherhood. All people are having live with united and with peaceful purposes. So this is all in today's class. In the next upcoming videos, we will discuss about the fundamental rights. So that's it. Take care. Bye bye.